This is a video about replacing your hinge pins in a door. This happens to be a 71 Corvette, as you guys know if you're following the channel. You can see here that this bushing is completely broken. It's supposed to be like this, and this one has virtually a little tiny bit of play. So they really shouldn't have any play. So what I did is I got this pin set, door, hinge, pin, and bushing kit. Is it a kit? It looks more like just a collection of things. So here's the bushings, and here are the pins. There should be 8 bushings, which I think there are, and 4 pins. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all the pins in the doors. Hopefully this hole right up here is not ground any bigger than it's supposed to be. If it is, I'll have to replace this piece, and I'll probably just end up buying a whole new hinge because they come pre-assembled. So we'll see in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this out from the bottom. I should be able to just tap it out and pull it out. So I'm midway through. Just want to show you guys this. I mean, these bushings are 51 years old, really in horrible shape. This one is completely broken off, and there's nothing in there. This is just roached. So even just to pull this out, it's kind of jammed in. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to be salvageable because there's 2 little rollers over here, and is that a spider net? See, there's like spider egg packets in here. I believe these do need to rotate. I think, I could be wrong, but I think these need to rotate, and they're just solid on there. I mean, I'll take this off, I'll put it in the ultrasonic cleaner, and maybe I can loosen these up. But I think I'm gonna end up maybe replacing this whole hinge. But anyway, for now, I'm gonna take this out and see what it looks like. So this is one, I'd call it a design flaw of the Corvettes on the C3s. And when these pins, you get to pull the pin out, and right when you get to just about be able to pull it out, it hits the edge of the fender. So then usually what people do is they just end up grinding part of this down, and then they can work it around that. But I mean, I think that's just a horrible design. They should have thought of that. You know, I mean, there's a couple things you can do. You can loosen these bolts in here, but then you're changing the whole orientation of your door hinge, and you don't necessarily want to do that. I don't really mind because I'm going to rehang. I have to rehang these doors anyway, pretty much from scratch. So I might go ahead and just remove this whole hinge plate, but it's kind of a pain. I mean, it's very close, but it's not close enough. So now I have to go get a grinder and grind off this, or figure out another way to get this out. All right, so I got the pin out, got the bushings out, and I just cleaned these up a little bit with a brush. And then I just measured both of them, upper and lower, and they were both 0.4 inches. And so the good news is this hole is the same as that hole, which means I can just use the bushings. These are very repairable. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray some of this rust encapsulator in this area. And then I'm going to reassemble it. And I'm putting some rust encapsulator just to suppress the rust from this area. It's a fix, you know, it's more of a patch, but it's better than nothing. And then before I paint it, I'll go ahead and put this, there's, you can see it here. There's some kind of like body filler molding. I mean, I don't know what it is exactly, but they put it in there to protect this plate, keep water off of this area. So I will reapply something in there before I paint it. But for right now, I'm gonna put the pins back in and put the hinge back together. While the driver's side hinge is in the ultrasonic cleaner, I'm going to go ahead and prep the passenger side to remove. And I did want to confirm that these do rotate. They're supposed to rotate. So I need to make sure that the driver's side is rotating. One of the things that's missing over there is this spring. And this spring interacts with these two pieces. It's kind of hard to move with one hand, but this is the thing that keeps your door at different points, right? So when your door's closed, it does that, and then there's a little bit of a move and it locks, kind of, right? That's what keeps your door a little open, right? And then all the way open, and it sort of keeps it like that. And these two little wheels are what hold it against the spring. The bottom one doesn't have that, but I'm gonna try to replace all these because this one is very stiff. It's really hard to move. It doesn't move easily, which tells me that there's some binding. I mean, look at that. It just tells me that it's old. It's not working the way it should. It wasn't lubricated, and not lubricating this area is the #1 cause of door failure, apparently. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this stuff up, and let's go visit the ultrasonic cleaner for a second. In case you haven't seen that, I'll show you what that is. All right, this is the ultrasonic cleaner, and this is just from Harbor Freight. I think it was about 85 bucks-ish. And I'm gonna submerge this. This is the other, the driver's side top hinge piece. And what this ultrasonic cleaner is good for is really getting into these tight places and cleaning, loosening stuff up. Because what it does is it sends out some sound waves, I guess, ultrasonic. You don't hear them like music or anything. I'm gonna dump this in here, try to do it with one hand. And then I'm gonna turn it on. And if I can, I'll show you what it does. And you can usually see it working right away. Let's see if I can. Already this is getting pretty cloudy. Look at that. That action is, I'm going to leave it in here so you can set the timer. It goes for about 450 or 4, I don't know. It's got a weird timer thing, but I'll run it through a few times, like maybe 15 minutes total. And there's also a heater. Turn the heater on so it'll warm up. I'm using about half water and half of this degreaser cleaner. You can use simple green, you can use a bunch of stuff, different things. So that's what's going to happen there. I'll show you when it comes out. Okay, I got these cleaned up, top and bottom, rust inhibitor. I'm going to put these sleeves in, so just, one goes this way and the other one goes from the bottom up. And I'm just going to tap them in with a hammer. Okay, bushings are in. And went in pretty easy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other side removed and cleaned up, and then we'll reinstall these. My main concern, though, is getting the new pin, which is here, one of these. My main concern is getting this in. I hope I can get it in there. I mean, it's got to get past that. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I was trying to get this pin back in, and it just wasn't moving past this edge. So here's what I did. Is I loosened these from the inside, These are 9/16, and you can access them over here through these holes. You can see them down in there. There you are, you bugger. So so that's what I did. So now I can tip this a little, get this down, and then set it back. And like I said, I mean, this is, doors are off. You know, everything's getting reset anyway, so I'll just deal with the door hanging later. Wow, this is so satisfying, you guys. So I just drove this pin in, and I tightened up the hinge plate bolts, and this is so nice. It moves like so easy, and there is absolutely zero, almost zero play. Actually, there's no play up and down. There's just, I can still move it vertically a tiny bit. Maybe it's because this isn't hammered down all the way, but I don't think so. I think it just, you know, up and down this way, it moves a tiny bit, which is actually good, because then it means there's some room in there, room for grease. I'm not sure I need to hammer this all the way down. I mean, I was going on it pretty heavy, and it just wants to sit there. So it's okay. It's not going to fly out or something. And it's just so nice. Oh, such a relief. All right, 3 more to go. Remember this lower passenger side hinge, how it was really difficult, and now perfect. It's just nice. There's just no jiggling, nothing. It's so satisfying. All right, let's put this one on and we're done. All right, job is done. New bushings all around. Got a little oil in there. Absolutely no play. It's so satisfying. It moves really easy. Oiled up the gears. We're all set for putting the doors back on.